today we're going to be comparing three mid-range mirrorless cameras. We have the X-T10
from Fuji.
We have the E-M5 Mark II
by Olympus.
And we have the Sony a6000.
Our old favorite against two new cameras. What do you think of the look so far?
So far, I think that the Olympus and the Fuji have those vintage, old-fashioned, just really good-looking camera bodies. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the looks of those.
They're charming.
And Sony, to me, it's modern.
It's modern. It's not as bulky and ugly as a DSLR.
And it just doesn't feel cool to me.
Oh, it's not cool to you?
It doesn't feel as cool as the others.
All right, well, let's go take some shots and see if it acts cool to you.
That's right.
I think that finding a camera that's easy to use and that you like to use is very important.
Yeah, usability is the difference between a camera that you bring everywhere with you and a camera you leave at home. Which viewfinder did you like best, Chels?
It's hard to say. I thought that the Fuji had the best color, but I thought that the Olympus was the clearest.
Yeah, I like the viewfinders on the Olympus and the Fuji the best too. The Sony, definitely, the viewfinder came in last place.
What is it about it? It's a little bit hazy.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look quite right.
Yeah, it's just not quite as
I bet
good.
if you just saw this one and never saw these two, this would be fine.
It is fine.
But comparing them, these two are clearly better.
They all feel pretty similar in the hand. They all have a decent grip on them. The Sony and the Fuji have tilt screens. The Olympus, however, has an articulating screen that can flip around. It's good for selfies. Also, this is a touch screen, and that's really really useful.
Screen.
Right. You can touch to focus. So if you're at a concert and you hold it over your head, just tap the screen, it will focus and take the picture. The other camera is no touchscreen. We're using pancake lenses on all three of the cameras. Makes them small enough that you could stick them in your purse or in cargo pants. Let's test the image quality. All the images looked great. Straight out of the camera, the Sony and Fuji had slightly better color than the Olympus. Fortunately, if you edit your images, color is easy to fix. You always see the most noise in skies. Because we had plenty of light, noise was hardly noticeable in any of the cameras. However, the Fuji and Olympus had the cleanest skies. The Sony had slightly more noise, but it wasn't a problem. If you edit your photos, you might care about dynamic range. That's the ability to recover detail hidden in shadows. The Sony had the most editable files with the best dynamic range, followed by the Fuji. The Olympus came in last place. The Olympus has a novel high-res mode for still life photography. Paired with a sharp lens and a tripod, high-res mode produced sharper and cleaner results than even our $3,000 Nikon D810. One difference with image quality, this Olympus has sensor stabilization, so even with a prime that doesn't have image stabilization, you can take handheld long exposure, so for low light, it's a definite winner. In a darkroom at ISO 6400, the Fuji made the cleanest images by a very small margin, followed by the Sony, which was scaled to the same resolution. The Olympus came in last place, but the differences were very minor. However, if you factor in Olympus's in-body image stabilization, known as IBIS, the difference is dramatic. When you're using unstabilized lenses like we are, IBIS means you can use slower shutter speeds to use low ISOs and gather more light, producing dramatically cleaner images. It will only help for still subjects, however, and it won't matter if you're just using the kit lens.
As far as lens selection goes, the Olympus is our favorite. They have the most options. You can use all the micro four thirds lenses, and they're the least expensive of the three.
Some people will want to adapt lenses, and that can work, though we find that adapted lenses tend not to be that sharp. Note that for the Olympus and the Sony, you can get stabilized and adapted lenses with electronic communications, but the only adapters for the Fuji are dumb adapters. All three cameras properly focused and exposed this challenging backlit scene. We couldn't tell the difference in video quality between the cameras. However, the E-M5 Mark II's touchscreen made it easier to change focus while recording. Additionally, when using unstabilized lenses, handheld video was much smoother with the E-M5 Mark II than the other cameras. If you're serious about video quality at this price point, consider the Panasonic G7 instead. It uses the same lenses as the Olympus, but it's 4K, so it records 4 times the detail of these cameras. You'll notice we didn't test these cameras for sports or wildlife. If you want to shoot action, the lens selection and focusing of these cameras could frustrate you. Instead, we recommend choosing a comparably priced DSLR, such as the Nikon D5500, the Canon T6i, or the Pentax KS2. In summary, we couldn't find technical differences between the cameras that will make that much of a difference in your photos. The E-M5 Mark II is our top choice because it was the easiest to use for both stills and video, and we love the articulating touchscreen. The stabilized sensor let us handhold shots with fast primes even at night. The fantastic selection of new and used micro four thirds lenses is another huge advantage. It's our top choice for a camera to bring everywhere. The Sony a6000 is a great all-around camera. Focusing was a bit snappier than the Olympus, though it felt a bit slower to start up. The controls felt flimsier than the other cameras, and the design didn't inspire us, but it's the best value for $550 new, or about $450 used. The Fuji is quirky, but a great choice for those who want to feel like they're using a vintage manual camera. However, simple tasks can be frustrating. For example, to use the flash, you have to switch to single shot mode. If you don't, the flash won't fire and the camera won't tell you why. These quirks caused us to miss several real-world shots and made using it less fun. The controls are cool, but maybe not that functional. Some lenses don't have an aperture ring, which means you still have to adjust the settings by looking at the back screen and turning these soft dials. Shutter speed does have a hard dial, but only in full stop. So if you want to adjust the shutter speed between full stops, you have to adjust the big dial and then adjust one of the small dials on the back. Technically, the Fuji can go up to 1/32 thousandths of a second, which is a really fast shutter speed, but it requires, again, selecting the highest shutter speed with the top dial, enabling the electronic shutter, and then adjusting one of the smaller dials.
If you like that video, hit subscribe to see more like it.
New videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And of course, check out our 3 books, Stunning Digital Photography for learning photographic techniques, Lightroom books for learning post-processing, and our photography buying guide tells you all about gear.
Thanks.
Click like, share, thanks.
Oh, we got to turn off these. Come on, it's okay.